Hi, my name is Michelle, and I have my doctorate in physical therapy. I'm a personal trainer, a yoga teacher, and a health coach. So, as I go through this, if you have any questions, just put those down below in the comments, and I will get back to those. So, today we're going to be talking about cardio versus strength training. So, I'm going to tell you the pros and cons of each, and then you can sort of help decide for yourself what maybe you need to work on to reach your specific goals. So first, let's start with cardio. So someone who might want to do more cardio is maybe someone who has a specific cardio goal. So maybe they want to run a half marathon, maybe they want to bike a certain distance, then cardio is going to be maybe what you want to focus on. And you can always add in strength training and combine these two. So if you are more looking to lose weight, to tone up, to gain strength, strength training probably is going to help you get there faster. So let's break it down a little more though. So when you're doing cardio, you are working your cardiovascular system. So your heart, your lungs, you're getting all that blood flowing. You'll be able to, walk further without getting out of breath as much, or run. And if you have asthma, just getting those lungs working, cardio can help with that. Obviously, it's not going to take it away, but it can be a great benefit for people with asthma. And another thing to keep in mind that's also a pro and a con is with cardio, you are going to burn a lot of calories in one session. So a lot of people think that is great. They'll say they did this cardio thing, they burn 500 calories, and then they sort of think they can eat that much or that it balances out. But it doesn't exactly work like that. So when you burn a ton of calories doing cardio, you're also going to be more hungry because our body wants fuel. So you might be having to fuel your body before or after your cardio session, maybe even during if it's super long. So you're going to have to be putting those extra calories in and eating more so that you're not starving. So when I work with my clients, I always want them to not be starving, not be super hungry. Yes, if you are so used to overeating and your stomach has to shrink, you might have that a little bit where you're hungry, but overall, we want to be fueling our body with good food throughout the day. So if you're doing these huge, long cardio sessions, you're going to need to eat more. Um, all right, so strength training. So in strength training, you obviously build muscle mass. So if you look at fat, if you have 1 pound of fat, it might be this big. 1 pound of muscle is going to be a lot smaller. So that is where you get that leaner look when you have built more muscle and burned off that fat. And the other great thing about strength training and putting on muscle mass is that muscle burns more calories than fat. So you could have the same amount of fat as muscle, and that muscle is going to burn more calories than fat. So I could be sitting here right now, and if I have more muscle compared to this other person sitting next to me, I'm just going to burn more calories sitting here. So when you really do that strength training and you stick with it consistently and you put on more muscle, you are just going to be burning more calories doing nothing. So with that cardio, you get that big calorie burn all in one session. And strength training, you burn calories while you're doing it because you're moving and exercising, but you're also going to get that after effect with it, which is also really helpful when you are looking to lose weight because you're not going to do that ton of cardio, be super hungry from it. But with that strength training, you'll burn those calories and it will sort of be a slower burn. The other great thing with strength training is that it increases your bone density. So whenever you're putting a strain on your bones, that is telling your bone, hey, we need to repair, and then it sort of builds that bone density. So it is great if you're looking to, prevent osteoporosis and really build that bone strength. Obviously, there's a lot of other things like diet and genetics and other things that go into it, but strength training is something a lot of doctors use to help increase that bone density. And then you're obviously just going to increase your strength. So whether you are carrying your kids or you're carrying groceries or squatting down to bed things, when you have done your strength training, you have built those muscles up. So all of that gets so much easier. So keep in mind here, big cardio session, big calorie burn, you're going to have to refuel and eat more. So keep that in mind as you're thinking about cardio versus strength and going back to what is your goal? What is your goal? If your goal is to lose weight, tone up, gain strength, you might want to lean towards more strength training sessions. And that doesn't mean that you can't do both. That doesn't mean you can't go for a walk this day, do strength training. You can alternate things. But a lot of people are missing that strength training when they are looking to lose weight. And just keep in mind that losing weight is more than just calories in, calories out. So there is some truth to that, but it's also more complicated than that. So if you're eating a 100-calorie package of cookies and you are eating an apple that's 60 calories and just a few nuts, you're going to feel different after one of those, and one of those is going to make you eat more sooner. So it's not always just calories in, calories out. Um, so as you're going through that and if you are in that mindset of thinking of cardio and I'm burning off these calories, just keep in mind that it is a little more complicated than that. And it really just comes back to that true health and setting up a lifestyle that is sustainable. Um, so another thing to keep in mind is if you are not getting enough calories, maybe because you're doing a ton of cardio or you're not eating enough, your metabolism is going to slow down. So that means the amount of calories you're burning is going to be less. So people who are starving themselves and not eating enough, or people who are doing a ton of cardio and not refueling, their metabolism is going to slow down and their body is just going to burn less calories because it is trying to save itself. So that is definitely something to keep in mind as you are thinking about your program. So I hope that this was helpful. If you guys have any questions, put those in the comments and hopefully I can answer those. And if you are looking for a little more help and guidance on your health and fitness and really looking to create a sustainable health plan, I think there should be a link below. You can fill out a Google form and we can just set up a free, no pressure consultation, or just feel free to send me a message. All right, so I hope that everyone has a great day and that hopefully everyone is getting in some strength training and movement today.